Prime Minister Modi is in the US and there's a lot of chatter around all that could happen. I mean, the calendar is anyways known, but from a markets perspective as well, from an economy perspective too, there are a lot of eyes and ears glued to what comes out from the US. So we thought it best to get in somebody who can look at the big picture around what visits like these would typically entail or can entail, and what is it or how is it that one can read into what happens, what presumably happens in the US between Prime Minister Modi and the different stakeholders of that ecosystem. Mr. Nilesh Shah needs no introduction, joins us right now on the show. Nilesh Bhai, thank you for taking the time out. In the tweet that Prime Minister Modi put out before he left, he spoke about multiple things, including how he seeks to deepen India-US ties in key sectors like trade, commerce, innovation, technology, and other areas. What are you looking forward to from this visit from a India Inc. watcher's perspective?
Essentially, PM Modi's visit should enhance India brand. Today, US and India has a thriving trade relationship. There are certain technologies like jet engine which we need from US. There are certain value adds which we can make to US, for example, in healthcare. And there are certain common goals which US and India working together can achieve. So we are essentially looking at enhancement of brand India, which will facilitate more trade and services, which will deepen relationships. And in some sense, US and India working together can create a polar in a multipolar world.
Interesting. Okay, that's a nice line. Here's the question. Even naysayers are talking about how India, considering the fact that US is such a large economy and they want a stable Indo-Pacific area, India becomes a no-option choice of sorts, and hence the red carpet, hence the kind of deals that we've spoken about, and the fact that India has been a large buyer as well, and the Tata or Air India Boeing deal as well being a principal part, and then the recent GE HAL deal and some of the others. Prime Minister Modi is meeting CEOs out there too. Are you looking for something specific, or would you be hoping for some specific sound bites to come out from meetings such as those?
So essentially, Prime Minister should be laying a red carpet for American capital to be invested in India. Many American companies have come to India before, but they are making in India for selling in India. What we need is American company coming to India, making in India and selling it all over the world. There are technologies like chips where we can be a ready market for American companies. There are technologies like jet engine where our collaboration can work in our favor. So essentially, we should be looking at enhancing people to people, trade to trade, and services to services relationship.
Right. Nilesh Bhai, there's a lot of talk. I mean, whenever such a move happens, the attention gets focused towards areas that are, the most spoken about. What could happen in defense, so on and so forth. Could this be a wider canvas, considering that it is in the US interest as well to have a larger trading relationship with India, both on the lines of making in India for India and maybe making in India for the rest of the world?
Undoubtedly, many US companies went into China and ended up creating a competition for themselves. I remember one large American automobile company going to China, and in no time, Chinese created exact replica of their product and started selling first within China, and now are giving competition to outside world. In India, if we see American companies' participation, their IPRs are protected. They continue to get ownership of their investment. There is no theft of IPR by local people or local partners. So essentially, clearly, India provides as big market in terms of population, though much smaller in terms of size, to the American companies and American capital. Together with their capital and our market, we can create an alternative model to China.
Got it. And one more question on the deal makings that is happening. So, I mean, there will be many, but two landmark deals in the last 4 or 5 odd months, if you can call it that. One, the Air India order with Boeing, the HAL-G aero engine deal as well. And there is a lot of talk of PM Modi maybe batting for some bit of technology transfer in critical areas like defense, in selectively as it may be. Is that something that you are looking forward to as well, Mr. Shah?
So undoubtedly, these are market deals and they lay the ground for many other things. But we should be also focusing upon providing solutions to American needs. For example, it's an aging society. It has unfunded healthcare liability. And clearly, we can collaborate with each other to ensure that healthcare benefits are available to everyone. Today, more than 1/3 of doctors in America are made in India. 45% of medicine consumed by volume by Americans is made in India, even though it just takes 10% share of their medical spend. Clearly, by cooperating with US in healthcare ecosystem, we'll be able to lower the cost of medical spending, will be able to improve the services, and that way we'll be able to create an ecosystem which will become a role model for aging society worldwide. So we should be looking this as a true partnership where we benefit from their capital and technology, they benefit from our labor, our talent, and our market.
As a market, India is well discovered from an FII perspective, Mr. Shah. Would you reckon that in conversations that might happen large money managers at a forum, if not individually, do you think there could be more constructive conversation or steps that could come out from such a meeting, or is this not the forum for that?
So clearly there will be a lot of global investors who will be looking at India. If you look at some of the large investors like Berkshire Hathaway, their investment in India is practically nothing. Now, these are large pools of capital, and I'm sure they will be watching Indians as well as India. The Prime Minister's visit should reassure investors that their capital is not only safe in India, but is also providing great opportunity to participate in India growth story. Over the last 20 years, India has delivered better return than most emerging markets. Over the next 20 years, there will be acceleration in the same. The Prime Minister's visit should reassure investors that there are 3G in India which are unique and not available in other emerging market peers. Earnings growth better than peer group, governance standards better than peer group, and green transformation which will help manage climate challenges better than peer group. This 3G of growth, governance, and green provide an impeccable opportunity to global investors.
Well, let's hope people out there accept it with all the vigor that they can, but lots looking forward to. Personally, Nilesh bhai, before we wrap up, anything? Are you a yoga person? Are you going to participate in the International Yoga Day?
So, yes, I will be. I mean, I do yoga every day, and whether it's International Yoga Day or otherwise, I think it's necessary in today's stressful life to spend some time with you. Meditation is the best way to spend time with you and understand yourself.
Got it. Okay. Well, thank you so much for this quick summary, Nilesh bhai. Lovely talking to you as always and getting this perspective. We look forward to some of the sound bites coming in from Prime Minister Modi's visit to the US.
Thank you.
And viewers, thanks for tuning into this conversation.